with creating content? Do you feel exhausted trying to keep up with all the different content platforms? Do you feel slightly jealous of your content peers and friends who seem to be publishing this huge volume of content? If yes, then you are not alone. Hello friends, my name is Untitled Chatterjee and I'm a digital marketer. I'm author of the blog Digital Marketing Conclave and host of the podcast The Content Marketing Show. Today's video is all about strategies to create a large volume of content. I was myself asking this question a couple of years back, that how do bloggers generate such a large volume of content? What about those who have full-time jobs and are doing this as a side hustle? Or even those who are pursuing this as their primary primary work. So how are they managing to generate such a huge volume of content? So today I'm going to be specifically talking about a strategy, a framework which will help you create your own unique personal content generation engine. And this is something that I have myself developed over the years. So it's tried and tested and it works. The framework that I want to introduce to you is called STRAP. That's STRAP. Specialization, Throughput, Repurposing, Automation and Promotion. STRAP. We'll be talking about the individual elements of this strategy in some detail now. The first one, specialization. So why should we be talking about specialization? The reason we're talking about specialization is because if you operate at the broad end of the funnel, you're competing with the army of specialists, experts and bloggers, and you'll find it very difficult to get ranking and recognition in case you are in that area. So that's why you need to choose your specialization, the area in which you want to be recognized as an expert, and that is a niche. The narrower it is, the better and the easier it will be for you to get recognition and ranking. Now, if you're having any trouble reconciling to this idea, then think of your favorite superhero, right? So Batman, he has his gadgetry. Spider-Man spins webs, and Iron Man, well, he does what he does, right? So the idea that I'm trying to propose is that one superhero, one identifiable superpower. So choose your superpower, choose your niche. For example, if you choose to be known as an expert in the area of email marketing, right? So that's one niche in which you can find it much easier to build your expertise and much easier to be recognized as an expert, as opposed to competing in the broad area of marketing. Not to say that it can't be done, it will just take you probably slightly longer and more resources to get recognized as an expert in that area. We already have marketing influencers, where we already have specialists who've been around for so much time and have their own body of content. So, if you're building your expertise in the area of email marketing, what you could probably do is create content around that, specifically around, content for email marketing, design ideas for email marketing, how to increase click-through rates for email marketing. So you get the idea, right? So choose your superpower, choose your niche. The second part of the strategy, or the second element of the strategy, is optimizing for throughput. We have to create high quality content in optimum time, right? So we always have the guardrails of time, which are the biggest constraining factor. So what can you possibly do to do that? Let me take one example. For example, if you're trying to build your expertise area in the area of sales enablement strategies, right? You're reading a lot of blogs, you're listening to a lot of podcasts, and you're seeing a lot of videos, right? So and along the way, if you start taking your own notes, if you perhaps take a slightly opposing view to one of the most commonly held beliefs about sales enablement, right? And you start creating your own content. You build up points of agreements with popular ideas or disagreements with popular ideas. So you are gradually building depth, and depth is your best friend if you want to be known as an expert, because depth will actually fetch you more readers, more viewers, and probably more customers. And that's how you gradually start building your expertise. You start to acquire more knowledge and not information, because I see there is this trend amongst content creators who just want to skim the surface sort of and yet want to be known as an expert. So find out your niche acquire more and more information, build your knowledge, and there gradually you shall start seeing results where you get recognized as an expert in that area. In the background, of course, you have to put in a lot of hours and a lot of work, but at least it narrows the spread of your influence. It narrows the scope of your the area in which you want to be known for. The third strategy is repurposing content. Repurposing content is very, very important because it maximizes the ROI that you get from a particular content piece. Now, think of your primary content piece, okay? You've created one massive blog around top 5 strategies for smooth customer onboarding, right? Now, treat that as the motherboard which powers all your other content pieces. If you've written a blog post about the just said topic, smoother onboarding for customers, then why not go to Canva and create an infographic out of it? Why not perhaps create a podcast script out of it, create a video script out of it? So try to repurpose it as much as possible so that you maximize the ROI from any given piece of content that you create. All right. So this particular video itself is a derivative of a Quora post that I wrote some time back, and then I created a podcast out of it, and that's available on Spotify, by the way. And after that, I've also written a piece of blog, a blog post around it. So you may want to see that one as well. So repurpose as much as possible to generate the maximum possible ROI for your content. The fourth strategy is automation. Use automation as much as you can because it will make your life a lot more easier. So I went from using the free versions of Buffer and Hootsuite, from a month to the paid version, less than a month actually, because I saw so much ROI in using automation. I'm not advocating that you start using the paid versions of every tool possible. I just accelerated my own journey into using paid tools because I saw that how much time I was saving, and time was one major constraint factor for me in creating content. And I saw that the time that I saved actually would be more useful for me to create more content rather than scheduling posts and doing promotion. So find out what doesn't work for you in your content generation engine, which is the biggest roadblock, and find a way to automate it. Not necessarily paid tools, there's some free tools as well. And you have to take the judgment call yourself when you see yourself using paid tools. There will be a tipping point in your journey when you find that the free tools are sort of holding your journey back. So that is a sign that you can use as the judgment call signal that we just talked about when you start graduating to some of the paid tools. And the final element in this entire strategy is P for promotion. 50% of the entire content generation or the content authorship engine is writing the content, and the balance 50% is promoting content. As much as we hate it, some of us do, it's still important, all right, because it exposes your content to your target audience, and you should try to be present on only those platforms which make sense for you to be in, where your target audience is present. Now, there are some different school of thoughts on this. Couple of people feel that more than a couple of people feel that it's advisable to be on as many platforms as possible. On the other hand, you have to, this is a call that you will take. How many platforms can you balance with the time that you have? So that judgment is based on your time and your resources. Of course, you should always be present on certain platforms. If your TG is present, then like LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course Instagram. Apart from that, any other platform, I meant to add Twitter to that list also. So as many platforms as your TA is available on. And how do you balance promotion versus content creation? So you can use your uptimes for the tasks that you're most creative at. For example, I use my uptimes for writing content because I don't want to schedule that time in for promotion. For that, I have made use of automation. So try using your uptimes for the tasks that you're most creative at, and the one that is primary to your content generation engine. And you can use your downtime for things that you don't particularly enjoy. Again, this is something that I do. If you find something this doesn't work for you, you're free to choose whichever strategy works for you. So that, folks, is a wrap, and that's all about Strap. So specialization, optimizing throughput, repurposing, automation, and promotion. I hope you find using this framework will improve your content generation volume, if not massively, at least incrementally. And as you get more familiarized with this framework, you shall see that it definitely leads to an uptick in the volume of content you generate. I author a blog on Digital Marketing Conclave and I write interesting stuff about content. I hope you'll visit the blog, and if you find something interesting and if there's a query that you have, I'll be most happy to answer it. Thank you. That's all for this video.